Thank you for joining us for this Coach's Corner. I'm Brook Keisler. I'm here with softball coach Jerry Snyder. Thank you for being with us.
Glad to be here.
So to start, you're coming off a split at Newberry as your other games were postponed last week.
Right.
Did the close games help your team in the long run?
Well, anytime you play a good softball game, and both those games were really good games on both sides, for the exception of the final inning of the second game, where we lost the second game because of some mistakes we made. Anytime you play a close one and a good one, it helps you. It makes you better. It gives experience to those new players and your sophomores and juniors alike. So it kind of fine-tunes you. And, you know, it hurt us not being able to practice and play going into that game. That's not how I set my schedule up to go into that one without having some more games under our belt and some practices. So it is what it is.
Yes. Speaking of those players of yours, you have a lot of experience back on your squad, but you also have a lot of newcomers.
Right.
So has your team gelled fairly well together? Has it been an easy adjustment for them working together?
Yeah, I think this is one of the best gelled teams I've had in 27 years. You know, one of the best, if not the best. They all get along, freshmen, seniors alike. So it's a good mix right now. I mean, it's early. You know, those things could change, you know, because I play best players. You know, it doesn't matter freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. I play the best. And, you know, it could come down somewhere down the line where, you know, there's a freshman that takes a senior spot. And, you know, then you don't know what you're going to get. As well as getting into the season and you know, hopefully the players that are not starting understand their role on the team as a possible pinch hitter, as a possible pinch runner, you know, coming in case of an emergency, that type of thing. You know, of course, you have 17 good players, and they're proud players, and they all want to start, but you only have 9 spots.
Right.
So, you know, they're not going to get, everybody's not going to get a start. We'll see them, but right now, hey, it's fantastic. I love it.
Wonderful. You have 2 very good players, India and Caitlyn, who were preseason all-conference performers. Can you tell us a bit about both of them and what they mean to the team?
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, with India, it goes without saying. I mean, she's probably one of the top 3 pitchers in the country. I think, you know, I feel like she's the best pitcher in our conference. And so that one goes without saying. With Caitlyn, you know, she had such a great year last year, and has already started out gangbusters, you know, looking for an even better year this year. And she's the kind of kid that you can put her anywhere. You know, that's the utility role that she has now. I feel like I can play her anywhere. You know, I was out on the field yesterday. I looked over and she's over in the bullpen pitching. So, you know, she's the type player that every coach loves to have and needs, because she can go anywhere and she gets it done offensively. And she's great to have on the team. One of the funniest players I've ever had.
Yeah, she is. So you're going to face a tough team at Lenore-Rhyme today. So what do you need to do to pick up that 2 huge region wins?
Well, I think we go out and we play pacer softball. You know, I tell them that before every game, that, you know, just play pacer softball, which means, you know, play hard to the last out. You know, give your best and do all the little things right, and, you know, the big things take care of themselves. And if we do that, then we win. We did that against Newberry in the first game, and we did it for most of the game in the second one till the 7th inning. And then, you know, all of a sudden we didn't play pacer softball. I don't know what softball we were playing, but it wasn't that. So going into that game like any other, Lenore-Rhyme's tough. You know, that's going to be a good test for us. You know, they're perennially going to the regionals every year, and been to the super regions a couple times. So, you know, it's going to be 2 tough games, but if we play our brand of softball, you know, it shouldn't be a problem.
And then this weekend, you face more teams you don't normally play, in IUP and Mansfield, in addition to Virginia State, Payne, and Barton.
Right.
So how big of a weekend is this for your program?
It's a big one. You know, we started out the season at a tournament in Orangeburg, Clifton, with some teams that we don't normally play, and some northern teams. And, you know, a northern team coming down south at this time of the year, you know, it gives the southern team the advantage because we've been outside, they haven't. And but it's good to have those because now I can get everybody some starts, and it gives them their chance to prove themselves then. And you go from that to figure out who your starting lineup's going to be. You know, all this is working up to the conference schedule. Once we start conference, you know, we'll have a starting lineup that we'll maintain the rest of the way.
So you're going to use this weekend as a way to fill out your players and
Sure.
really work them out as a team together.
Right. And I'm not saying it's not tough competition, but I think it's competition that we can be successful with no matter which of the 17 I put out there.
So through the early part of this season, who's been the biggest surprise, speaking of all your players and what you've seen?
Biggest surprise? Oh, I'd have to say it's not one. I'd have to say the senior class. You know, they have really come out and been leaders, and not leaders in a bad way. You know, not giving orders and yelling at freshmen and sophomores and new kids, but just taking control of the team and getting the rest of the team to buy in to what us as coaches are selling. It's so far been the best senior class I've had as far as that. So I think that's the biggest surprise because you don't always get that with a senior class. A lot of times you get some senior players who they're ready to get out of here. You know, they're ready to graduate and go on to the next step in life. You know, whether it be job, a marriage, whatever. But they don't always give you their all in that last year. This is a definitely different type of senior class. It matters to them. So I'd say that's been the biggest surprise because, you know, again, I've had senior classes every year, and normally you don't get that kind of leadership from the whole senior class.
Wonderful. Well, we wish you the very best today
thank you.
with your games. And
Thank you
thank
very
you
much.
so much for being here with us.
Anytime. Glad to do it.
Thank you. So I'm Brook Keisler, and I was here with Coach Jerry Snyder, softball coach. Please join us again at PacerSports.com every Wednesday and every Friday for the latest Coach's Corner.